And one thing that came up that I saw recently was someone was mentioning DR. And for those who don't know, DR domain rating, you can go look up. It's a third-party metric used for by Ahrefs. There's a couple other companies that use these kind of third-party tools. And look, I get it. People want to have some kind of directional number. But when you look into what's actually going on, and a lot of these places, they'll put out correlation studies, but the short version is you got to have a huge amount of skepticism for these third party tools. They don't correlate necessarily into generating wanted potential clients and clients. And what happens is that a lot of agencies will get you focused on this stuff so they can sell you something, and then they can pat themselves on the back when that number improves. But it's a meaningless number. It really is. And in fact, I could show you a bunch of examples, and feel free to hit me up if you want to actually look at this in depth. But a lot of the firms that appear very prominently for these lower funnel non-brand searches, especially in local pack, they don't have impressive DR scores at all, and they're highly visible, and they're generating a lot of phone calls and a lot of potential clients. And so I would just be wary of folks that are kind of pointing that direction. And I'm sure you can push back and say, oh, well, it's a good proxy metric for something. Fine. I'm not even going to fight with you about it. But if you're looking for help, or you've got an in-house person, or you're working with an agency, if they're talking DR, maybe that's not a reason to be like break up with